Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to today's event. I'm Jason Gumpert from MSDynamicsWorld.com, and I'm pleased to have with me two representatives from SureWeb. It's great to have them back. They've done other very popular and successful sessions with us in the recent past. So again, it's great to have them back. Our presenters today are Cyril Coury and Mathieu Leblanc. It's great to have them, and as we get started, I just want to make a couple of notes. We do welcome your questions. Please look for the Q&A block you should see off to the right of the main presentation area. You can enter questions at any time. I know that Cyril and Mathieu will be taking time for questions at the end of the session. We also want to keep it interactive. We have a poll question coming up very soon, so please be on the lookout for that as well. So without any further delay, we're going to get things started. I'm going to hand things off to Mathieu, and we will begin. So I'm just going to open up your line. Mathieu,
Thank you, Jason. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Mathieu Leblanc. I am SureWeb's Director of Partner Success. I will be your co-host today, and joining me is Cyril. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Good morning, Cyril. Thanks for being with us today. So we've got a great topic today. I think that's going to resonate with you folks here listening to today's webinar. And as you can see from the agenda, we're going to focus on two specific topics. The first one being CSP Overview and Benefits. So what is the CSP program and what can it do to a partner like yourself selling CRM? And then we're going to focus on SureWeb being your cloud accelerator. So how can we assist you and what value can we provide to you as you journey into cloud and cloud solutions overall? And throughout these two main topics, we're going to give you a quick high-level review of who SureWeb is. We're going to give you a demo of the portal and provisioning, and then we're going to do some Q&A at the end. As Jason said, feel free, ask questions in the Q&A throughout. Either Cyril or myself, depending on who's speaking, will monitor, and we'll try to get to those questions throughout. If not, we certainly have about 5 to 10 minutes dedicated to that at the end of today's webinar. So on that note, I want to get to know you guys a little bit better. So this is our first and only poll question of today's webinar, so please take a second to fill it out. The question and answers are on the right-hand side of your screen. And the question is, are you already reselling Dynamics 365 under Microsoft CSP program? So the answers could be either no, yes, however, as a direct CSP with a direct relationship with Microsoft. Yes, with SureWeb. If so, thank you very much. And finally, yes, however, with another indirect CSP partner.
All right, and I'm going to close off this poll now.
Let's show the results if we can.
All right, do you see those?
Yes, we do. All right, so 20% no, 20% as a direct CSP. You're here today maybe just to confirm the benefits of CSP and perhaps see what doing business with an indirect partner like SureWeb can add to your business in terms of value. And that's it. So thank you for taking the time. So let's get right into it. So who is SureWeb? This will take just a minute. Basically, SureWeb, what you need to know is that we are a born-in-the-cloud service provider founded in 1998. So we've been delivering cloud solutions to a channel ecosystem for almost 2 decades now. And that ecosystem has grown to over 7,000 partners and 40,000 plus organizations under those partners. And to support you, we basically have a staff of over 500 employees, including many Microsoft certified partners. And our success working with channel partners has been highlighted over the last few years by Microsoft themselves, by our peers, such as the Redmond Channel Partner Community, who has awarded SureWeb the #1 CSP distributor in North America in 2016. And as I mentioned before, we've been hosting IaaS, PaaS, SaaS applications ourselves in our own data centers for the last 20 years, focused around communication, collaboration, and infrastructure. So we've got a lot of expertise in managing cloud infrastructure, providing that service through portals to our partners, and enabling our partners to be successful. So that's who we are in a nutshell, born in the cloud service provider with a partner-first strategy. So I'll hand things over to Cyril, who's going to talk to us about CSP as an overview and the benefits, and I'll jump back to give you a demo halfway through that process, and then at the end to talk to you about SureWeb's value proposition as a cloud accelerator. Cyril, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mathieu. So let me go on the CSP overview, what it is, what it means for you. So Microsoft introduced the cloud solution provider CSP program almost 4 years ago to really allow partners to sell Microsoft cloud solution, but also to bundle and adapt their IP to these solutions. So CSP program is coming in two flavors, the direct and the indirect. In both of them, the CSP really put the partner in charge of the customer relationship, and that includes support and billing. What I mean is that Microsoft created this program to don't take care of each customer directly. They really want to leverage the partner network and having us doing these things. So if we look at the direct partner, the direct partner can only sell to a customer, cannot have a third partner in the middle. They sell directly to the customers. And Microsoft provides the cloud services, but through this direct partner. The idea in the back, they really want partner to add up IP and add up managed services on the top of the cloud services. So to be a direct partner, there is a requirement that necessitates investment. First investment, you need to be capable to provide 24/7 technical support. You need to have a solid customer billing structure, and you need to commit to sell a minimum of 5,000 new Office 365 a year. Also, you need to maintain at least one Microsoft Gold competency. So the cost associated to this investment is between $50,000 to $1 million, really depending the way you want to scale up or the number of customers that you have. So Microsoft estimates the return of investment to taking from 1 to 3 years on this model. So why you will go there? The real benefit is because you do all these upfront investment, you will get a higher margin on Microsoft licensing. Just for you to be aware, Microsoft wants to reduce the number of direct partners, so they will make the qualification higher and higher on direct partner. The other model, and is the one that we are supporting, is called the indirect. So ShareWeb is an indirect provider. He can have a partner just like you, name an indirect reseller, managing a customer. So we are used to be called the tier 2. So we are adding a level, and the level is you. So for you, no commitment, no investment. The indirect provider is doing all the heavy lifting in terms of platform, billing, platform for support, updating the offer. So if you know the dynamic SKU, this is about 150 SKU. Microsoft changed their mind on names every quarter. So you don't have to manage all those things, figure out the licensing. This is really the job of the indirect provider. So if you want to learn more about it, you have some resources. We'll share the slide at the end of the session with the recording. So if you want to know more about the difference, just go there.
And just a really quick note on this, I can tell you from our conversations running with Microsoft that their investment in the CSP program is paying off. Yes, they're giving away a certain margin to direct and indirect partners to take on these different responsibilities. However, not managing end customer support and not managing end customer direct billing has removed a significant overhead cost to their operation, and therefore has impacted significantly the product lines under the CSP program as far as their, the P&L of the business. So we're taking on a lot of these responsibilities for you directly as a direct, and Microsoft is benefiting from that, but so is you, partners involved in the CSP program, and the end customers at the end. So everybody gets a better service, more control, and therefore all parties involved come out winning.
So to go on the benefits when you go under the indirect program, okay? So the first one is that you can ramp up quickly. And what it really means is like you can add up Microsoft Cloud Services in a snap. So let's say you are a Dynamics partner. In your opportunity, there is some Office 365. Being an indirect, you can just adding this product to your offer. You don't have to go on all the investments of building support and so on. Really focus on new investment. Again, licensing, this is gravy, but like we're going to see, there is some revenue, but it's not the main business. you want to keep investing on your solution and not on a platform that can support it. Evolve slowly. Let's say that you are really a traditional Dynamics partner. You are used to do on-prem, you keep doing on-prem, but you feel the fire. You know that you need to move cloud. This is the perfect way to just jump in the CSP. No commitment, no investment. You can just start and see if it's a viable business for you to go in cloud. The latest one, and this is a big one, take the advantage of services of your indirect provider. Your indirect provider come with a value prop, come with an IP. You can just leverage it and adding this IP to your offer. So really an easy way to create partnership through a program that starts with a licensing. So Microsoft, they really expect to have 80 to 90% of CSP partner going through the indirect. And again, this is making sense. They want to reduce the relationship they have with customers, but also they don't want to keep relationship with 100,000 of partners. So it's really making sense to have few indirect and pushing strong on this one.
So before we continue giving you the concrete benefits of CSP, let's just look at how easy provisioning cloud solutions is with SureWeb. So we'll display a little bit of a video. Hopefully your network connection doesn't create too much lag, but I'll speak as we walk through the video. So your journey with SureWeb as a SureWeb partner begins on our website in our partner section, in which you select the Join Partner Network option, which is available in lots of different places. And then basically you choose a type of program, and I'll talk to you a little bit later about the different kind of programs that we have, white label, co-branded, and advisor. Complete the online registration form, and let me remind everyone, this is a free, no commitment, no obligation process. So by joining and becoming a SureWeb partner, you'll have access to our portal without any commitments requirements whatsoever. So once you've completed that online registration, you get a welcome partner activation email in which you get your SureWeb partner portal, which we call Cumulus account credentials. You log into that account. We'll skip all of the administration and setup, but you can go straight to the organization tab, create an end customer organization, and select from the offer tab here Office 365 or Dynamics 365, whichever is relevant at this point for your customer. Select the quantity and type of licenses, complete the profile information and the platform settings, which through APIs creates the on Microsoft tenant at Microsoft. And you'll see that in a second. So if it's an existing customers, you'll have to do a delegation process to authorize the transfer. If it's a net new customers, it will create automatically a new tenant within the Microsoft ecosystem. And then you use those credentials that were provided to you at that profile setup to then access the end customer's account. So it's literally as simple as that. Creating a partner account is just a few step process. Getting access to Cumulus, and then creating a customer, adding the licenses, and then managing those licenses within the same admin portal that you're used to today with Microsoft. Very easy, streamlined process.
Thank you, Matthew. So let's go back on the CSP. So we explained a bit what is, about licensing and so on. So let's go on why you cannot ignore it. What are the benefits and why you should jump cloud now, okay? So your customer, they're asking for cloud, okay? There is a very strong demand on it. And experts are saying that by the end of 2018, over 60% of all CRM software and ERP will be cloud-based, okay? So it's not something that we can keep ignoring. The SaaS is there, cloud is there, this is the right way to do business. Some customers might stay on-prem for very good reason, but more than half of them will be in the cloud by the end of this year. Also, you feel, like I said earlier, you feel the fire. Microsoft is saying that for years and years. Hey, guy, you have to move in the cloud. But this is a reality, okay? The train already left. We hear these things all the time. It's not too late, okay? But we really feel Microsoft is pushing strong the cloud. So they will keep updating Dynamics on-prem, of course, but all the latest update and all the latest functionality will be on Dynamics 365 online. One of the main reasons, they are bringing a lot of new functionality that they are based on Azure services, such as relationship insights, all the machine learning, all those things, they are based on Azure services. So they will have to be run in the cloud. Another interesting point for you. So having Dynamics 365 being a software as a service, this is way easier for other players to jump in the game. And what I mean, we see more and more traditional infrastructure partner, even telco or standard MSP, that want to make revenue on this one. Those guys, on what they are better than you, they ramp up really fast on technology. Okay, they are not afraid to learn, get certified, and it's pretty easy for them to do it. Also, they can scale up. They are used to sell 5, 6, up to 10 different products. So they are really good at that. Where you are way better is that you know that a CRM on ERP is not first about the technology. It's first about the business. And you guys, you know how to speak to business owner, C-suite, exec, and you know about how to speak about business. Because ERP CRM is about business process. So here you have a huge, huge advantage. But you guys, most of you, move too slowly. So it's not too late, but you need to jump in the cloud before the traditional infrastructure guy become good enough to really be able to speak about business and so on. So one way to respond is to peer-to-peer with those guys. Okay, like I say, they are really good. Most of them, they have sales team. So why not peer-to-peer? Figure out a partnership. Maybe they do the licensing, you do the implementation, you figure out a way to have a kickback. But this is really something that you need to look at. And that's the reason that you need to jump in the cloud. If we look more at the revenue and the business that you can generate. So if you are a standard Dynamics partner, you work on-prem. So two guys, some of you are doing the licensing, and you used to have this commission. Microsoft used to be pretty generous in licensing, giving a big margin. So you were using this commission to cover the pre-sales and the marketing costs that you had. If you don't start to create recurrent revenue in the cloud, you're going to have a massive cash flow issue. Because if the markets really switch close to 80% to the cloud, how are you going to cover those costs if you didn't start to create this recurring revenue? For the other partner that were in this philosophy of bring you on licensing, just go to your VAR, get the license. We are saying to you, you have a new opportunity to make revenue. And we're going to see in the next slide that's pretty consequent. So start to build your recurring revenue. Another one that maybe you didn't realize, but for example, looking at the CRM competency, the CRM competency now it's a cloud competency. So next time that you want to renew it, you have a requirement on cloud revenue. If you don't reach this requirement, you are out. Your competency is done. Bye-bye. So for you, what it means, first of all, reputation brand. You are not anymore a Microsoft with competency. Second of all, you are losing all the advantage of a competency, and I mean internal use rights, P-seller, all the access that you are getting. Maybe if you are a managed partner, you're going to be at risk. So again, you need to start to build this cloud revenue. So here are some use case just to show you what is the opportunity. So in this example, I take medium size, nothing crazy, a company that have 60 employees that need to go on the CRM system. So 60 sales rep and support engineer, what they will need is the opportunity and case management. Let me have the laser point, will be easier to follow. So the license that you're going to push, Dynamics 365 Customer Engagement Plan at $115 per user per month. So what is there for you? You, the partner, you're going to make a monthly revenue close to $7,000, and you can make a margin up to $1,000 in this scenario. In terms of services, this is your custom implementation one-time fee that you're going to charge. Then you can decide to go for ongoing customization and support with a fee per month, or more standard with a bank of hours. The way you could optimize this use case, go with single app. What I mean, out of those 60 guys, maybe 20 just need sales, maybe 20 just need customer, and the other 20 can get the plan. So you could optimize, and this is really something that your indirect provider must advise you on how to provide the best deal. In terms of upsell, you could provide a team member access to all the other employees of the company. Let's say another 50% could get access to the platform and getting insight. Also, you could upsell advanced business intelligence, and I mean do advanced dashboard with Power BI, just to give you a bit of the use case. So if we go on the numbers, here, the assumption is that you're going to add 6 organizations of this size per year, okay? So here, by year 3, we can see in green, your cumulative licensing revenue will be over $1,200,000, sorry. And in blue, the cumulative licensing margin will be over $186,000. So you really see, if you look at a single deal, man, maybe the opportunity, I don't really see why I should bother with these things. But think about, you're going to add organization year after year, and those guys, the churn is really slow. It's really low, you know. If you do a good job, you're going to keep those guys for the life of the product. So let's go on the smaller scenario. Small company, company ABC, they have 10 sales reps, just need opportunity management. You could push them the SMB offer, $40 per user per month. In terms of revenue, it's way smaller, but still a $400 revenue per organization per month. You can make up to $60 of margin per month. And you can decide to go, okay, small company, I want a very, very short sales cycle. I'm going to push pre-packaged implementation. Or you could go custom again. But just to show you, it's a very different size of company. And assuming adding 20 of those companies per year, again, in green, the cumulative licensing revenue you can make is over $230,000, and the margin is over $35,000. So think about the opportunity. Combining small deal and big deal, there is really, really a big revenue that you can bring in your business, and that's going to have a real impact. Okay, so let's go on other flexibility that CSP give you. Okay, bring bundles, guys. You have Dynamics. You have Dynamics is the most powerful platform at this time. You get all the application under one roof. Okay, so and what really means is like compared to Salesforce.com and other, you are able to bring productivity, to bring infrastructure all in one. So create bundle. Okay, create this massive bundle that includes licensing, services, support, and so on. And that's really an easy way to do it with the CSP. So just an example of cross-sell, okay? The easiest way, the easiest product to push, Office 365. So really high-level function. The first one, Office. This is the application. So Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and so on. All the application that you know, you can install it in up to 5 PC. It's working with mobile device. Really good for mobility. The next one, Exchange Online. Most of the time, the business starts with this one. This is all about email, tightly integrated with Dynamics 365. If you go about SharePoint Online, this is the document and sharing management. Skype for Business, we all know about it. Great for conference, and so on and so on.
And I'll just add here that later on in the presentation, I'm going to tell you how SureWeb can help you bundle Office 365 into your Dynamics practice and what services we give you that allow you to market, sell, provision and onboard, and then support your Office 365 customers. Because we realize many of you might have never done an Office 365 implementation, or you might have limited capabilities, skills, or resources to add this offering to your product. And we're going to focus exactly on how SureWeb assists you in that process.
So really, Office 365, I say Microsoft One, all the platform that include everything. So think about bringing the productivity of Office 365 to Dynamics 365, and really, really compared to Salesforce.com and other solutions, you are coming with a product that is way better. So speaking about common identity, so this is the single sign-on, seamless integration of all those apps. Task integration. Think about you have Dynamics, SharePoint, Outlook, all the tasks synchronized together, all in one place. Outlook integration, so getting this integrated view, getting the ease of tracking communication. Whatever email you have with your customer, they can be pushed to CRM. All in one place, you know the communication that you have with your customer. You get offline access to a CRM through Outlook. SharePoint, one copy of files, okay? I don't know if you realize, this is huge. You are bringing in a CRM solution or an ERP, the enterprise content management that is SharePoint. So it means versioning, working together at the same time on the same documents, but also saving database storage. Because today, if you don't use SharePoint, whatever documents you have in CRM, it's going inside your database storage quota. So just adding Office 365, you are going to the quota of SharePoint and speak about a terabyte. So this is really huge for you. Yammer integration, bring all those social. You work in a team, okay? You are sharing ideas, get all that integration together. And I mean also in or outside the company, you are able to work on an opportunity, but also get notification. So pretty impressive what you can do there. And Skype and team integration, again, no one is working on his own. We all work in team. So it's great. Inside your system, you can see the presence. You can do instant contextual connection, means you can see who is working on what. You can do click to call. So really think about all this productivity that you bring, just bundling, and by the way, cross-selling. You just made revenue on Office. I think pretty cool. The last point before Matthew is going more on how we can help you and accelerate, and is the CSP exclusive. So what is that? So Microsoft pushed the CSP because they want us and you taking care of the customer relationship. But for them, SMB, it's full CSP. So the idea is that when a product is SMB oriented, Microsoft Direct will not be able to sell it. And we got the very good example of Dynamics Financial on the ERP. Just CSP can sell it. SMB offer, pay $40 instead of $95, just CSP. And this is going to continue. So when we look at what is coming in spring, a new sales app, new marketing app, nav in the cloud, some of those offers will be exclusive to CSP. So again, pretty easy to sign up, pretty easy to manage those ones, and get the full dynamics and be able to provide what your customer is going to ask.
All right, thank you, Cyril. Very, very interesting. So let's continue that conversation here. Cyril's just going to give me control. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so let's talk about how ShareWeb can be your cloud accelerator and how we can continue that story and actually drive concrete results. Before I do that, let me just tell you what our philosophy here at ShareWeb is, and that is to simplify the cloud. We have one reason for being here at ShareWeb, and that is to enable our partners to be successful in selling cloud solutions to their customers. So we've made sure to map out the partner experience and to have value at every single point of that journey that we interact with our partner. And we've aligned that value proposition to go hand in hand with areas that we know our partners often have challenges with. Okay? So, and I'll jump into each of these aspects on an ongoing basis, but the primary objective at ShareWeb is to help our partners accelerate growth, reduce your investments, right? You're going into cloud, it's like a new business venture. There's a return on investment, a time to get to that ROI. We want to reduce that investment, maximize your profits, and allow you to go to market as soon as possible. And we do so through flexible partner programs, a great portal to manage your customers, your billing, great migration and different professional services, expertise and resources that you might not have and want to leverage. And finally, 24/7 support and an expert team of account managers and licensing specialists. So what does this all mean? Well, first, it starts at the sign-up where you need to select the kind of partner program you want at ShareWeb. And we've really, over the last 20 years, have worked with thousands, as you see, 7,000 active partners today, but we've really built our program offering to meet every single potential business model that our partners might want. From our most popular and more traditional reseller or white label program, where you, the partner, owns entirely the customer relationship, and SureWeb is actually 100% invisible to your end customers. So you have a set fixed cost from SureWeb on which you add up your margins, so it is therefore your pricing and your responsibility to build a customer. Your brand is front and center, as I said, and we support you 24/7 with migration technicians, expertise, and technical support. And I'll talk about that in a second. And finally, the profits that you can make, depending on which offering we're talking about, can be upwards to 15% on Microsoft CSP services, and on SureWeb's hosted services like VoIP can be as high as 40%. If, however, support is not something you want to be responsible for, you can go with a distributor program. So this is a co-branded, meaning that it's still your pricing, so the same partner pricing as the reseller one. You still set your margins, you still bill your customers. However, your customers have the opportunity to contact SureWeb direct for 24/7 support. So you don't have to be involved in managing the ongoing support responsibilities with your customers. And finally, if you simply want to refer and not be involved in billing or supporting your customers, you can refer to a traditional advisor program, your customers to SureWeb, and then through two different programs, we'll give you either for existing Office 365 or CSP customers or Microsoft customers, a 15% per month recurring revenue for the first year, and then a 5% ongoing. So traditionally similar to the Microsoft Advisor program that ended last year. Or for net new customers on CSP or SureWeb Cloud, 150% uptime commission, a one-time upfront commission, and then a 7% return. So in this case, you transfer a referral to SureWeb. That referral is worth $1,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Well, you will get $1,500 of initial commission and then $70 ongoing. And and there's different options as well. So depending on what your requirements are, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we can present you alternate options if possible. So I just want to give you here an overview of different kind of cloud services. So I spoke about IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS services. So you can see what's in red is CSP, what's in blue is SureWeb hosted. And in here, what is added recently is VoIP, additional security, endpoint protection are coming down the road at SureWeb, additional IP that we're building around Office 365 to help our partners differentiate themselves. So our objective here at SureWeb is to, yes, offer you the best of breed cloud services out there, but also to develop IP, to develop our own services that you can add on to your own and sell to your customers to either drive up higher margins through IP or to be able to, oops, sorry about that, guys. Or to differentiate yourself from the competition, because after all, Office 365 can be acquired in different locations. But how can your Office 365 or cloud offering be different? That is one of SureWeb's goals, to help you achieve that diversification and to help you increase your margins. So to continue that conversation, so with SureWeb through CSP, as was mentioned, you have access to Office 365 and of course Azure. But you have the ability with our expertise and consultation services, you can build a custom offering around these core CSP products to which you can add cloud security solutions, DR as a service, business continuity, cloud backup solutions that SureWeb offers outside of the Microsoft ecosystem. And to that you can add cloud PBX, so VoIP solutions, and even upcoming analytics and BI solutions based on Power BI that SureWeb is developing. So again, our own IP with SMB targeted dashboards and KPIs in a box. So you can see coming from your existing expertise around Dynamics to then slowly introducing perhaps Office 365 and leveraging SureWeb's capabilities, which are key in four main areas. As you saw from our first graph, simplifying the cloud. So that's the portal, so account management and billing. It is around sales enablement, giving you licensing specialists, technical pre-sales resources to help you quote, scope, and win deals. And finally, around migration and support services. And if any of that is not something you want to do, but at the same time, you don't want SureWeb's brand to be visible to your customers, we've got just a solution, and that is our newly released in 2017 Valet Services. So basically what this is It's sales, migration, and support services offered by SureWeb to your end customers with your brand. So this is a fully white label, brandable service. So we will support your end customers through an onboarding process, through a migration, and through an ongoing 24/7 technical support for Office 365 using your brand, but you are exclusively and entirely leveraging SureWeb resources to do that. So you don't have to train, you don't have to hire, you don't have to implement processes in-house, you don't have to put all these things in place in order to offer Office 365. We'll bring all of those capabilities to bear directly with your end customers using your brand and keeping SureWeb completely invisible to your end customers. So this is a great offering around Office 365 that we've launched last year. And then through that partner journey, we want to make sure that, yeah, okay, so you're very familiar with Dynamics, with CRM. I understand you probably don't need enablement services around that. But let's say you want to offer Office 365, you want to offer telephony, you want to offer cloud backup solution. Well, at SureWeb, we make sure that that partner enablement continues to a marketing, operation, and sales readiness. So we will go through with you and identify what your requirements are and deliver training to the right resources in order for your teams to be comfortable, knowledgeable, have the required content in order to initiate conversations with your end customers around secondary products that you might not be familiar selling, like Office 365. Determine what the needs are, quote, close, migrate, and support. Things that you can specifically leverage, excuse me, is SureWeb's Partner Toolbox. So in this toolbox, we make available to all of our partners in basically a step 1, 2, 3, 4 approach, content to help you understand the product, position the product, get leads, and onboard customers. So for some offering, we have full marketing toolkits. So you have email templates, you have presentation templates that you can quickly brand to your own image, call scripts, proposal templates, scoping guides. So we bring that process, migration guidelines and steps. We give you access to all that content so that you can use it, brand it, and offer it to your end customers as your own. So that's a great resource. And again, if you sign up, you get access to that toolbox without any commitments. You can also see the portal, see what it looks like on your own before you make an official decision in going indirect with SureWeb. Another great thing to highlight is our expertise around selling and marketing. So we've built content videos. In this case, it's the Dynamics 365 Masterclass Express video series. So you've got videos that you can watch, very quick, short videos around how to go to market, creating a winning marketing strategy, and how to sell the product. So this, again, goes hand in hand in our story to make sure we enable our partners in this cloud journey and leverage our capabilities and our expertise based on the workload or the cloud services that you wish to offer. So the last 2 points around migration, I want to make sure that you guys understand. So this is a migration service that is free for all Office 365 Exchange Online migrations. So every single customer that you bring to SureWeb, you will get all-inclusive migration services at no cost, including the cost of the licenses. I've seen partners at SureWeb leverage our migration services and either increase their migration costs and profits and margins by 75%, so margins went up 75%. And others were able to increase the capacity. So typically they were able to onboard 1 customer per week. With SureWeb, it went up to 3, 4, or even 5. And specifically how they achieve that is because in our migration process, we supply you with a migration technician. So you'll have an actual person plan and execute the migration with you that will be handling a lot of the heavy lifting behind the scenes. So tasks that you typically would have had to do yourself, or tasks that you would have had to gain expertise if you wanted to start offering Office 365 to your customers, we now provide. So that manpower based on 20 years, 50,000 business migrations, all of that expertise available to you and your customers to leverage. And finally, in that service comes the cost of whatever commercially available migration tool we need to use to connect to the source platform and move that data to the cloud. So if you use a commercially licensed to do that, SureWeb will absorb the cost of that license for you. You won't have to go out and buy that license for yourself. So we can achieve very specific return on investments with our migration services. And that migration story extends, right? So if you want to bring someone to Azure, you don't have the technical expertise to onboard a customer. You want to bring someone to an VoIP Cloud PBX solution. We SureWeb have all of that expertise. For those products, that expertise is not available to you for free. However, it's not a profit center. So we will give you and build in all of the proposals a cost or a setup fee, leveraging SureWeb's resources that you can use as your own, and you can actually mark up that setup fee, so generate profits on that as well. And finally, the technical support. So you've onboarded a customer. We've provided the required assistance and expertise in business processes to move your customer to the cloud. After that, you as a partner, depending on which program you select, have the ability to leverage SureWeb's 24/7 bilingual support that is based right here in North America, and that comes all-inclusive in any cloud solution that we sell, CSP or SureWeb hosted, without any restrictions. So you can pick up the phone and talk to a live VIP agent, because that is the team that supports our partners, not level 2, but a dedicated group of highly skilled and qualified individuals that will be available to speak to you within 60 seconds on average, 24 hours a day. So you need to talk to someone. You can reach someone at SureWeb that can immediately start acting or troubleshooting your specific case. And of course, we track that support. We have an excellent customer satisfaction through the NP score. Year to date, I think, is at 78 now. You want to learn more about NP score, look it up online. It's a Net Promoter Score. I can tell you that at 78, it's definitely top of the industry, and we're very proud of that result. And finally, as I said, that call center is in North America. These techs are certified, and if you don't want to call them, you can always reach them by chat or by email 24/7 once again. And the end of the story is basically around our portal. So we quickly showed you in a video earlier on what it looks like, but Cumulus is our partner portal that basically allows you as a SureWeb partner to manage all of your customer services from anywhere in the world through one portal. So it is proprietary, web-based, and it's 100% white label, all right? So there's URLs that you can use or give to your customers that don't have the SureWeb logo, and you can actually go a step beyond that and brand those URLs with SSL certificates with your logo and so forth. It's very secure and a highly available and reliable platform, and it has direct API integration with Microsoft. So when you provision a Dynamics 365 license, Office 365, or create an Azure tenant in the SureWeb portal, it immediately activates and creates that tenant in the Microsoft environment. There's no delays. It's almost instantaneous, just a minute or two at the most, and then you can jump into the admin portal and begin provisioning services. It's very easy to use, intuitive, easy to add customers, services, easy to create support tickets, migration tickets, easy to see your billing, easy to pay SureWeb, and based on that information that you can export into a CSV format, it's easy for you to bill your customers and to see, even on high-end Azure workloads, to see exactly what the consumption was for each resource, each customer throughout that billing cycle. So we give you a very detailed overview of each one of your customers, the services they're using, and the license type, the license quantity, and if it's a usage-based service like Azure, you get very transparent information into the consumption of your customers. So here, and maybe Cyril, you can help me out on this slide, but just wanted to give you an overview here of how SureWeb has built our Dynamics 365 offering to support our more traditional non-Dynamics partners in a CRM environment. So, you know, as Cyril said earlier on, this is something that's happening. With CSP, non-Dynamics partners are starting to offer Dynamics services to their end customers, but you have such a significant leg up and an opportunity here due to the expertise that you've built. But here the point is that we don't compete with you. We are targeting SMB market, and we basically allow the partner to leverage our capabilities and then go to market on his own.
So really on this one, entry-level services for small business. So predefined, those 5-10 users, they don't have any budget that none of CRM or ERP partner are helping. We are providing those services that you can leverage also. But really the idea is to help those small business nurture this market, and once they taste a CRM and ERP, you will be there to help them. So it's really what we're trying to do. So a couple of turnkey solutions for CRM and ERP, financial, different level of support. Again, this is aimed for the small business, not for big guys like you. Enable partners to sell more. This is for you also. So the toolbox, the content, the campaign that we're building, so consulting, marketing tool, expert licensing advice. This is a jungle, the CSP on Dynamics. It's over 150 SKUs. Names are changing, conditions are changing, but we stay on the top of that. We have a couple of guys dedicated on that. We know all about it. We can help you to optimize licensing. Helping you on demo. Dynamics 365 can be challenging, so helping you on that. And one thing that we're pretty proud to do, peer-to-peer. So like we said, there is a big opportunity there. Let us know what are your skills, what you are targeting, and if we're getting a partner, direct customer, that's looking for your skills, we'll be really glad to connect you and help you to create this peer-to-peer momentum.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cyril. So as a wrap-up before we get to the Q&A session, just here are a few highlights of what your opportunity is. To summarize what we spoke about today, the demand's increasing. There's no question your customers are asking for cloud solutions. Microsoft is pushing you in that solution. And now you have the ability with a trusted channel-centric company at your side that can provide you the required cloud expertise that perhaps you're lacking to get into, yes, the Dynamics 365 online world, but also to supplement and to continue that story with Office 365, backup, VoIP, IaaS, and other cloud solutions that your customers might need. We're not trying to turn you here into a full-service IT shop, but there's some very specific add-ons and cross-sell opportunities to Dynamics around the services that we've listed that with our expertise, you, at least we're confident, are able to offer or would be able to offer them to your customers that would just help accelerate your monthly recurring revenue that you're trying to build. And as you can see from here, the benefits that come with a recurring cash flow versus one-off transactions are exceptional. Not only in what it does to your company valuation, the worth of your company, and the multiplier that is used with a recurrent or an MSP practice versus a traditional practice with it is project-based is 4 to 5 times higher. And just having that predictable and consistent revenue run rate. So as I've said, it might not be interesting on your first deal, but extrapolate that and look what it would mean 3 to 5 years from now. That can represent a significant part of your revenue. And finally, to sell cloud and to keep your Microsoft competency, that's become a requirement, and benefit from Microsoft commitment and ongoing commitment to Dynamics 365. You see where Microsoft is going. Dynamics 365, you can't ignore it any longer, so you might as well jump on board. And throughout all these benefits that you, combined with ShareWeb, can offer to your customers, it will create an increased customer stickiness. The more services you can sell to your customers, the more actual or perceived value you can provide to your customers, the greater your customers are to stay with you and not go elsewhere. So by building a recurrent revenue stream that is expanded in your offering from Dynamics to Office 365 and other services, your customers will turn to you more and more, and they will be less likely to leave you, and that will help you build and continue to build that cloud journey as we go forward. So on that note, let me again remind everyone that joining the program is free. Simply go online, follow the registration process. A dedicated account manager will be assigned to you and will reach out within a day or two to build an enablement track and process with you and to just confirm your intentions and where you want to go and how ShareWeb can help you get there. All right, if you're not sure, don't want to sign up yet, just reach out to us through our website, call, email is all there, and we'd be happy to have a conversation with you. So, on that note, let's jump to the Q&A. Let's see.
Yeah, so feel free. We have a 5-ish question. Go on. If you have any questions, this is the right time. Maybe, Mathieu, on the first one, you can go on this one. We are a direct CSP. Can we still transact with you?
Yes, absolutely. So Microsoft has built a multi-channel into the CSP program. So if you're a direct CSP and have certain services that you sell to your customers today, you can, within that same tenant, create additional, let's say, Office 365 licenses within the SureWeb portal, and it will add those licenses to an existing Microsoft tenant. Absolutely, that's very easy to do.
And to adding on that, also you could, so you've seen earlier the different programs that we have, the co-branded, advisor, and the white label. You could even mix match those one, you know. So let's say you are a Dynamics partner, you do everything on Dynamics, go white label on Dynamics. You want to leverage our expertise on Office, be a co-branded or advisor on Office, you know, depending on the level that you want or depending on the margin that you are looking for.
Absolutely. You're not limited to how many types of partner accounts you can have with SureWeb. So we have partners that start as an advisor, then in time become a co-branded partner. We move those accounts. They start taking ownership of the billing, and finally they move their account to the white label. Or they have an account open for each and put the customer in the right program based on its complexity. So a high-touch customer that you don't want to bother supporting, you can put them in your co-branded account and so forth. Another question here. As a reseller, are we getting any NFR licenses? So that's a good question. So if you have competencies, you can get some from Microsoft, of course. Directly with SureWeb, that's case by case. It's basically attached to your monthly recurrent revenue with SureWeb. So there is a possibility for you to get licenses to be used internally. There are some limitations to what types of services we extend the NFR licenses for, and the quantity as well. But that's something that we can work with you, understand your needs, how many employees you are, and the workloads you're trying to leverage. But yes, there are options around that.
Someone seen that we're a Canadian company asking if we can resell in US.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I skipped that in Who is SureWeb intro, but yeah, so SureWeb is a North American-based indirect Microsoft partner. So both in Canada and the US, our partners can resell CSP to their end customers without a doubt. To give you some numbers, about 70% of our customer base is actually, our partner base is actually in the United States. So we've been, even before CSP, when we were selling our own, and we still do, our own hosted services, that was still the case. So 70% of our partners are in the United States, and we're actually a direct CSP in Europe as well. So if you have customers that have users or are located in Europe as well, there's an option there for us to work with you on as well.
Okay. Last question is on Dynamics, will be for me. What are the latest news on Business Edition, marketing, and so on? So far, so good. A lot of new announcements should happen in March, probably from the guys from Directions. So the Dynamics 365 Tenerife looks like it's coming pretty soon. Marketing app, so marketing app in public preview. We are already playing with this one. Documentation is ready, so pretty confident that this year spring will be spring. So of course we'll let you know as soon as we get more information, but this is really opening a new opportunity. We spoke a lot about CRM today, but for the ERP partner, NAV, GP, really a big opportunity to go full in the cloud with a real ERP solution. So that's it for the QA, Matt.
This last one that just came in about billing. So how are partners billed? So just so you know, at SureWeb, partners are billed in arrears. So at the end of your billing cycle, so at the end of the consumption period, let's say end of the month, you will receive an invoice that is prorated for any services that you sold to your customers for that past billing cycle, so the past month. So if you added a customer on the 17th of that month and added a certain amount of licenses, you'll get an invoice at the end of that month from the 17th to the end of the month. So it's prorated across all of our services, whether they be CSP or not. So that's a great benefit for you, for our partners to leverage. And you get it, as I said, in one invoice that has detailed information on each client that you have and the service usage per client. So I think that's it. We'll let you go with a few minutes to spare, giving you back productivity. So thank you, Jason. Thank you, Microsoft Dynamics World Community, and all attendees for joining us in today's webinar. We certainly look forward to continuing the conversation with you. So don't hesitate. Reach out to SureWeb or join our partnership program, and we'll have success together. So thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Cyril. That concludes today's event. Have a great day, everybody. And please be on the lookout for a quick survey that will come up after you depart today.